Fridays, child. Yes, allegedly Fridays, where all things said are for entertainment purposes and are allegedly. Oh goodness. So we got Cameron getting slammed. People are saying that it could be a promo for wrestling. We can tap in and see if that's actually a thing. Um, Child, it was still funny either way. But I got something that y'all tell me. I'm gonna let a few of y'all come on in. But y'all tell me if you've listened to All Star JR's latest song, if y'all caught a certain lyric. Now, I've listened to a few content creators, a few reactor channels, and only one channel out of Kansas City caught the same line in the song I caught, but I don't think he was able to break it all the way down or he completely digested it, but he definitely caught it. Excuse me, I'm about to be on these internets ashy. But yeah, he definitely caught it. And I'm gonna let a few more of y'all get in here before I play it. Because if I'm right, y'all, if I'm not putting 20 on 10, if I'm not misinterpreting this line, this puts a whole new spin on what actually happened that night at that club, that bar, the restaurant rather, and it makes it 30 times worse than it already was for Jay Prince Jr. Now, he had a chalkboard behind him, and on JR's chalkboard, it said Detroit versus everybody. It says, where is OG 3? Where's NBA OG 3? With a question mark. Now, I'm bringing this up because, like I said, this slid under the door like an envelope. And I want to say probably 95% of the people missed this line. In the line, he states, and I'm paraphrasing, he said, if you really cool with 3, then by now you know your boo a hoe. And then he states in the next line about OG3 not being stupid and elaborates that he ran up out of there, tying the line together that 3 is OG3. Now, if I'm right, not only is this already despicable, but we could be looking at some Brandy and Monica, the girl is mine type shit, or Usher and R. Kelly, we messing with the same girl. Y'all, if Junior is dumb enough to do all of this to flex for JR's baby mama to prove that he got her and this is his chick, and your possible alleged soon to be co-conspirator who left early before it really got to cracking could be cracking your boo, child, I'ma know something. Now I'm gonna let y'all hear this line because I wanted more people to come in here so that y'all can tell me what y'all hear. This is for entertainment and commentary and news purposes only. I promise y'all, I don't think anybody caught this line in this song. And if this line is what I think it is, this means that the two big homies who may have organized the crash out committee to go run down on him could possibly be sharing the same girl. And if that is true, and Jay Prince didn't know, Think about how much more embarrassing that is. You have already embarrassed your father for crashing out over a female. Wouldn't that make it that much worse if the big homie from NBA may allegedly be splitting? Just, ooh, y'all, let me find the song because I will make sure that I'm not putting 20 on 10 and I ain't just come up with this, but I believe that I'm right. And if I'm right, child, the name of this song, Mob Untied, was the most accurate title he could have ever put on this song because this definitely would untie the mob because everybody would have to literally pick a side and cut somebody off. He also had a line in this song where he said, pretty much he's talking about the father, said if I was pretty much if I was a bitch like you, my father would have, unalived me. And if that is true, think about how bad senior look now that your son could be organizing something with another dude and the dude he organized it with could know your girl like a pastor know his work. That would make total sense why JR didn't care nothing about him trolling him with her. And if there's any meat on the bones with what I'm saying, what happens if JR had been talking to his son and his son may have relayed a message to him not knowing that he threw mom under the bus? And that's the real reason why you may have allegedly put your hands on that child because the child was just talking and didn't know that he had aired something out. We're going to see though. All right. All Star JR Mob Untied. Hold on, y'all. He getting a cute check off of this, y'all. He's almost at 1 million views. Okay, hold on. I want to just get straight to the line. I want y'all to listen to this and tell me what y'all hear. Hold on. Boy, like high school music. Shoot her right there in confessions. Now I'm 2-0. Put that bell on the little round until the two is gone. So how the fuck I get the stick? You know you niggas wrong. Petty ass pistol fucking nigga. I'ma use it though. When you fuck with three, I know by now you know your boo a hoe. Stay with gang, cause I'm running. You know, stupid. Lame niggas playing with their life. I know a few. Okay, I'm gonna play this back. Hold on. This one line is what I want y'all to hear. Hold on. Stupid. Playing with fuck I get the stick. You know you niggas wrong. Petty ass pistol fucking nigga. I'ma use it though. If you fuck with three, I know by now you know your boo a hoe. Stay with gang. Niggas playing with that. If you hang with three, by now you know your boo a hoe. But he ain't stupid. He took off and come on now. Who else is the only person known for running up out of here? I want y'all to hear this one more time. And y'all tell me what y'all get out of this, because how did everybody miss this? Hold on. I know by now you know your boo a hoe. Stay with gang. He took off running. You know, stupid. Like niggas playing with their life. Come on now. Who else is three? Ain't it only one dude with three in their name in this equation? If you hang with three by now, I bet you know your boo a hoe. But he ain't stupid. He took off. Come on now. Only one person was accused of running up out of there, and that was NBA OG3. He just put this out the other day. He's almost at 1 million views. He's just under 800,000 views, and the song only been out 2 days. So here it is. The song is called Mob Untied, right? Wouldn't that untie the relationship between all these people if all of y'all came together? It's supposed to be on some gangster stuff, right? But all of y'all swapping behind the scenes, and this is all over a female. Don't that make both crews look horrible? That y'all out here doing the most behind a female? Yeah, at this point, if this is what's going on, I don't care if the baby mama rap or not. She need to put out at least 2 or 3 songs herself. Hurry up and start a OnlyFans because she got a rap career just off of this story. Like she can literally talk all types of reckless about having crash out pussy. Like I throw it back and they'll take out a whole city. She could talk crazy. I mean, it's an ignorant situation either way it goes. Why not monetize it like your baby daddy? And if you from where I'm from, if you're from the city, you're from Detroit, this story, if my theory is not far off from some things that can happen in the city. If you know your baby mama is a bopper, but she bought that bag, you ain't gonna say nothing because at the end of the day, you know she breaking them. She down there on her pee stuff. Baby mama out here running these dudes and got them crashing in the walls and all type of stuff allegedly. Damn, that y'all want me to tap into that and see what's going on? Because I mean, it's like this gets more and more embarrassing every single week. More and more embarrassing. Lord have mercy. How much worse can it get? I'm afraid to ask. I'm afraid to ask. Like, y'all, this is the best advertisement JR could ever get. Best advertising he could ever get. He got a song that y'all do me a favor. If you have the capability while you hear me talking, right? Pull up this song he did from like 9, 10, I want to say 9, 10 months ago. It's called Silly. Listen to Silly and tell me if Silly is not the perfect song to describe this situation going on right here. It's almost like he was an oracle if you listen to Silly and look at this situation. Okay, so you heard Silly. So y'all you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like to listen to Silly now is freaking hilarious. And then you see people in the video with t-shirts on that they had made advertising Silly, talking about it'd be silly if you try to take my chain, which go back off into product marketing from the songs that he had out before this happened. Child. Oh, Lord, we talking about All Star Jr. Frosty. He did a song last year called "Silly," and "Silly" definitely explains what happened down to that restaurant to the T. It makes you understand that everything that happened is everything he says he is. He's one of the first rappers we've seen in a long time that is really rapping lyrics about his actual life. Like y'all done made him the legitimate King Von. Y'all made him the John Wick of hip hop. And it wasn't that he wasn't getting his bread. He was making his money in his region. He was doing, the numbers. He gets money. You just put his name on a national platform because everybody want to know who he is. And if he's on a national platform, that means hip hop overseas now want to know who he is. So when you listen to Silly and you look at what just happened, mind you, Silly is like it was released 9, 10 months ago. Silly make you look at this situation. It was like y'all was surprised. Y'all was surprised. Child. Thank you, Lakia. Let me see. What deck do I want to use? to tap into this because, child, this is something that really is silly. And I don't even want to believe that any of these people are this stupid. I know it's possible, but my God. Oh, thank you. So I have lipstick on my teeth. Thank you for telling me. My nails are as long as I need them to be, Billy Kidman. If you don't like it, baby, go ahead and find something else to do. So back to what I was saying. What deck am I gonna use for JR? And what deck am I gonna use for the untied side? Cause child. Yeah, I'm glad you know it's like a Wolverine. Get out of here. Mm, child. Hmm. Is it possible that there's any meat on the bones with this theory? I would hope not, because Lord knows this make y'all that much more stupid. Is it possible? Thank you, Frosty. Is it possible? Is this that Brandy and Monica, the girl is mine type energy, or am I reaching? Am I reaching? Okay, so Five of Pentacles is like, feeling ostracized, feeling left out while everybody watches. Wait a minute, y'all. Look at this couple, this man and this woman who feel asked out. Okay. Mm, Six of Wands, trying to move forward professionally. So it's like they're trying to move forward past this story. And the story is like it just keeps developing. They can't find a way to move past this story. They thought they thought that we would have been done talking about this already, allegedly. Child. Okay. Seven of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. Now I'm asking about the energy. We're talking about the backdoor card, the card of being manipulative, the card of being shady, the card of being strategic and slick when it comes to getting that bag. Okay. Okay. Now we cooking with hot grease. Somebody who came from the bottom that need to move up, that's willing to do anything to get to the money. And look at what they're willing to do. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands, Two of Pentacles. Child, we messing with the same girl. Same girl. How could my future wife? Oh, Lord. So I got to say that this is allegedly, y'all. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Two of Pentacles is being juggled. Knight of Wands is getting it in with more than one person. Oh no, child. You mean to tell me this got some meat on the bones? Oh, it just get more and more embarrassing every week. Say why they always messing with the same girl, my goodness. I don't think these two knew they was messing with the same girl. Let's see. I The Hermit. So it may have been a time when somebody had ghosted somebody, somebody was not dealing with somebody, and somebody felt like, where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? Okay, me and you ain't talking. I still got to get to the bag. So if they had a short breakup, child, during those 6 minutes that they weren't together, somebody was doing what they was doing and then came back. And I don't think that this is something that was public knowledge. Would you say not the Krusty the Clown laugh? Whoo, child. Oh my God. Two of wands. It was a choice between the two for stability. So he know his baby mama. That's why he ain't trip about, whoever was talking to her because he knew she was all about the money. She gonna go where the money reside. She gonna go where the money reside. Child. So that line definitely had something to it where he said, if you really hang with three, by now you know your girl a hoe. He was putting him up on the fact that the person you use to get next to me is actually the person that she might allegedly be getting up under when y'all, have y'all little fallouts. Ooh, child. They say wars was fought and won over it, but goodness gracious, we seeing it in real time. So you trying to fight with her baby daddy and make sure the baby daddy see that y'all together, and you don't even know that this relationship ain't even moving forward the way you think it's moving forward. Child, the baby mama could be really playing in junior space. So that licking of the arm and all that humiliating stuff she done, which I still think is stupid, it makes him look that much dumber because are you this way with all the guys? What's that BBD song? Thought it was me. Child, thought it was me. Come to find out she liked that with all the guys. Mmm. Dogface says she a paper doll. I don't think he missed the mark with that one. As long as you got that guap, you got her attention. Yeah. Oh, it's more stuff that's about to come out, y'all, because the legal stuff is just not getting started. So you got the Hierophant, you got the Sun here, which talks about, they hoping for happier times, but full exposure is coming. And it's about to come out that she was dealing with more than one person. He and wifed her up, but for her stability, she was macking and stacking. How do you put yourself out here to look like you pimping? You Pimp C would never. Child, you sat over there with all of these legends that come out of Houston and didn't learn a thing. You didn't earn, oh my God, you didn't learn nothing. But this the most Detroit shit I ever seen in my life. So it definitely makes sense to me because either way it goes, baby mama getting down on them, but under the table, and JR just spanking your ass out in public. Like this is embarrassing. If this is a thing, allegedly. We got to say allegedly because we don't know. Child, this could come out in the paperwork. Don't tell me this can come out in the paperwork. And people are going to go back to this song and they're going to be talking about that line in the song probably a few months down the line from now because people didn't catch this. Now, it just so happens that, I was with that gnome that, lives in my backyard in a mushroom and we were having a 420 moment and I'm sitting there listening and was like, three. Wait a minute, run that back because either something is not making sense or something just caught my attention. I need to hear this again. I need to hear this again to make sure I didn't hear this wrong. So speaking of Pimp C, can you do a reading, Angel? Um, it depends because I got ready to do a tap in on Pimp C and he told me to be careful and to fall back because I tapped into something that could be some Fed shit. So it would depend on if he's ready to open up and what he's allowed to say. Because once he said that, I said, "All right, we good." So that's been a minute. Lily, I just told you what he told me, so I ain't gonna touch that because he said that's that Fed shit. He was very clear. So if he was very clear about it, I'ma trust what he said. And looking at the way they move and the things they do, I do not doubt that that is 100% true because they got a lot of pull in a lot of interesting places. So he would have to give me permission and tell me I'm safe. He told me I was not safe tapping into that. Said, tell the no, happy early 420. Said, did you see Annabelle's pic that she posted with her tat? Um, I didn't see that. I did see the footage that she put out where she was supposed to be in jail and she tried to bully somebody and found out that they was the real bully. Now I did see that. And I thought, isn't that interesting that they would have her to do that right now, knowing how thin the veil is, because life imitates art and art imitates life. And she may have accepted a contract that she doesn't understand spiritually by taking that role. So if y'all want me to tap into what can come out of her taking that role and will it affect her, will it manifest in her life? Put it down in the chat and I will tap into it. Said the comments were vicious. I could just imagine. I didn't even read the comments. Thank you, Chocolate. So I'm seeing yeses. I'm seeing yeses. Okay, okay. Let me finish this one up because child, I'm literally cackling in my soul. We are gonna get into Ice Spice throwing hands at McDonald's and inviting people out in the middle of the street. I ain't gonna even lie to you, y'all. When I saw Isis out there talking about let me fight her, I said, "Oh, okay, let her fight her." Ice, you got a little, you definitely got a little spice to you. I like you about this much more, this much. But what I couldn't understand was why did your people who broke up the fight wait till she was already on you? And why did you allow this girl to stand over you at your table? She was too close. You were in a vulnerable position, being that you were in a booth. You should have never let that girl stand over you. The moment she went to stand over me, looking at her gait, her stands, I would have been up on that damn seat. I would have literally been standing on that seat already because you already on top of me like this. You ready. So baby, that's LA. I don't doubt it. See, that's what it looked like when somebody tests you and they press you. See, they saw through the window that she was sitting there. She was already in the wrong position because when you are the bag, you need to be with your back in the position where you can see every entrance and exit. Them so-called homies that was hanging with her should have closed in on old girl and stopped her before she got to the table and asked if it was okay if she moved forward. You never are supposed to let somebody walk up on the bag and you're in a vulnerable position. You didn't know if that girl had razors on her. You didn't know if she had a little pow pow in her pocket. Like you never let somebody get that close up on you as a regular person. So to think you're a celebrity, your name has rung some bells. You let this girl and see she let me tell you about some street culture, okay? When that girl walked up to the table, she already knew who she was when she walked in. She saw her and made a beeline to the table. Okay. When she got over to the table, she stood next to the young lady, little white girl that was at the table, because she knew that girl was not a fighter. Notice how she leaned in like she was gonna encourage that girl to slide over so she could sit down, but the girl didn't move. So when the girl didn't move, it forced her to come around and stand over Ice. Her whole demeanor showed me she was pressing her. That was a test. You never, ever, ever, that's right, sit with your back towards the door, especially when you are the person, the main attraction. So Ice never saw it coming, and because the girl who's sitting at the table with her is not street, she didn't know what was going on. It didn't even cross her mind that this girl running up on her was too close. So here's another thing. This girl hair pulled back in a braid, and her hair is red, which in my mind, the first thing I thought when I saw her hair is, oh, girl on set. She on set because out there, unless you're a celebrity and you stay out in the mountains and the hills somewhere, you're not walking around with that brightly colored hair like that unless you actually are a gang member. Her hair slicked back, which means you ain't gonna just grab her hair. You got to catch her from behind and get her braid. Because she's on set, chances are she sparred with dudes before, so she knows. sh- I don't know this chick like that, but I'm a once again. I'm keep pressing. I'm keep pressing. I'm gonna test you. What's the first thing she did? She got to talking. She got to leaning in. I should have already been on her feet. When she leaned in, it was literally one motion. Pow! Cat like. And it wasn't to really, harm her. It was to throw her off guard because that pow is going to be followed up by these. By the time you react to this, old girl already on you. She tearing your ass up. The only thing that saved Ice in that moment was being able to get quick up on her feet and do just what I told y'all she was supposed to do, which was jump up on that damn seat. And now you over her. So she's got to reach to get to you. And it's easier for you to come down on her. So if you fall, you already own her, you mopping her, and you taking her over to that next set of tables. You can't move like that when you're somewhat of someone that's a public figure and you got that kind of money and you out in gang territory. She tried to clean it up, put a video out to me. Oh, she was being rude, but she told on herself when she said, "You in my city." When she asked her about being from Chirac, she should already been on her feet because Chirac, they banging over there. Where I'm from, they banging. So she trying to figure out what set you from, what city you from, because she's already prepared herself to bang on you because you ain't from here and you by yourself. I could see your girl ain't no fighter. I could see she ain't, nobody that's up on nothing. And the guys over here is goofy. They don't even look like they with you. So you look vulnerable. So you an easy lick. I bet you Ice won't do this again. Cause the next time, now that these LA girls know that you a scrapper, they not gonna come at you by themselves. The next time they see you, it's gonna be anywhere from 4 to 6 of them at least. And they gonna run down on you and they sending them heavy hitters, the ones that fight dudes, because they need to knock you out, snatch your shit and go. Said a lady as a lady is 5'2", I'm throwing me at everything in sight. Listen, said that mindset is sad and low vibrational. It's sad and low vibrational, but if you gonna go your ass to the jungle, you gotta go by the rules of the jungle, not the rules of where you come from. If you don't know how to maneuver in gangland territory, if you don't know how to how to maneuver, if you in the PJs, don't go your ass over there. Point blank, period. Do not go your ass over there because it's a different set of rules in the trenches. If you're not from the trenches and you somebody that's popping, that's expected to have money, stay your ass out the trenches. She had no business sitting in that McDonald's vulnerable with her back to the damn door, not knowing who coming in without security. Your people should have ordered that food for you, brought it back to you, and when it came back to you, nobody should have known that it was your food because you are a celebrity. She out there moving around like she's still a regular chick from New York. So even as a regular chick from New York, you ain't got no business in no gangland territory with people that don't know how to move. That's how people get hurt. That's exactly how people get hurt. Them gangland chicks, you don't know if she got razors in her braid. You go to grab her braid and there's pins and needles and razors in her hair. You don't know if she pulling one from up out of here. You don't know what's in her pockets. Why you let this girl get this close up on you? The moment you saw she tried to force herself to sit down next to your friend and it didn't work, you should have already been up. Your homies that broke up the fight should have already stopped her from coming up to you. And the whole crew, don't none of them know how to move. And then you get out in the street and y'all get to fighting and you lose your footing and end up on your knees and gotta pop back up. And I'm not saying that she ain't gonna fight, she ain't no fighter, but if you go down and you fighting and you already not from out here, you should have took old girl down with you. When they go to break that up, you need to be on top of her, giving it to her, giving it to her straight into the street. Because what's gonna happen is when she come back, she gonna tell them where she saw you. They gonna figure out where you at, and somebody else gonna ride down on you in L.A. if this girl on set. So you gonna mess around and have to have security anyway. I don't understand why she moving like that. Low vibrational or not, you can't be putting yourself in harm's way. She put herself in harm's way like then your face don't who else look like you. So it's not like that girl was off when she came in there. She saw you through the glass, which means they possibly were in the drive-through, saw you, whoever she was in the car with was like, bitch, hold on, that look like Ice Spice. Hold on. I'm about to go in here and see. I know she ain't just sitting up in here like that. First test was when she came through the door and your people paid no attention. Second test was when she walked up to that table and tried to press your girl into sliding over. The third test was her standing over you, testing the water to see how close she can get in your 3 feet of space. You say, Angel, you so well versed the way you were throwing hands. Listen, I done been through some things. When you been through some things, you pay attention to people's mannerisms. You pay attention to their body language because that stuff can save your life. If you're paying attention to that person's body language, the way they move, the vibe that they come in the room with, it buy you time where you could put some space in between you and that person and you might not even have to have an altercation, but you got to be able to catch it before they can close in on you. Because once they close in on you, you gonna have to you're gonna have to part the room like the Red Sea, and you better be able to start picking up stuff and wearing people out. Because I guarantee you, whoever was in that car with her, ain't no telling what they had in that car that was ready for whoever there that was there with her at that McDonald's. Chances are that if it wasn't being recorded, I'm gonna tell you like this: if it wasn't being recorded and you weren't a celebrity, they'd have laid y'all down in that parking lot. You would have just got chalked up to gang violence. But because they saw you on the camera with this chick and other people were recording it, you weren't going to get away with it if something happened to her out in that street and she couldn't get up or didn't make it to the hospital. So you knew you could only take it so far. So at this point, I'm testing your people to see your motion. And that could have been done by somebody saying, go see what kind of crew she got. Now people know that you ain't safe the whole rest of the time you in LA. So now you gonna get pressed by aggressive gangsters because they know ain't nobody in your crew ready to protect you. TMZ done put you all out there and let all of LA know that you here, not safe. So now you gotta either stay in your room while you're working and then call the label and say, I need a budget for actual security, or you got to go in your pocket and pay somebody, because what's gonna happen next is somebody gonna press you and your team, your management, whoever, and they gonna say, well, you should have checked in. If you checked in, this wouldn't have happened. Now, how much you want to bet that old girl was sent over there to shake her up to make her know she was supposed to check in? Now it works out in Ice's, behalf, because the girl hit her first, which is self-defense. But you going outside to fight what could be a potential gang member, and your crew already weak sauce is stupid. You not fighting a regular chick off the block. This girl got red hair in LA. You from New York. You already know, you see somebody like that in the five boroughs, they possibly affiliated. So why would you go outside with her and you don't have no security? Y'all ain't got no weapons and you in her territory. We gonna tap in and see if it's fake news. We gonna tap in. I'm just letting y'all know, whether you a celebrity or not, please pay attention, ladies. Get out your damn phone. Know all the entrance and exits in the room. Make sure you know how to get in and out, and be prepared to do what you got to do to keep space between you or to protect yourself, because when you get pressed, and that's what it's about. It's about testing you to see how far they can go, because you might not have a second chance to protect yourself. It might just be that's all you got. And guess what? That girl will rank up off of you, move up in her set, and now she become a set queen because of what she did to you. Right. So they all should have been on her. They should have never let the girl walk over to the table. So that just lets you know right there. Everybody she got around her dizzy as hell. But I'm not surprised listening to the young lady that went on tour with her, the way you treated that girl, and how everybody that you hung out with was people that kissed up to you and kissed your ass. All those people that was kissing your ass while you were on tour, why is it they don't know how to protect you? Right, Cleotrapa. Thank you. Why don't they know how to protect you? They know how to sit up under you and tell you what you want to hear so you could benefit them, but they don't even know how to protect the bag. Thank you, beautiful. Let me see what you're saying to me. Said I'm late, but I just wanted to say thank you, Angel, for creating this beautiful space and community. You are so appreciated. Thank you, gorgeous. Many blessings to you. Heavenly Father, get that back to her 10 times. What? Okay, what you say back here? Okay, it's all the way back. I ain't going that far back. They said on Twitter, they said Cardi is suspect. That, I mean, we can look into that theory. Said, I bet she now that she, would you say, I bet she wished now that she had accepted that deal Nikki offered her. I bet you Nikki wouldn't have had her out there sitting at McDonald's like a sitting duck. Yeah, and you got to think, if that girl got red hair, what set is that person y'all just mentioned from? Is that starting to make sense to y'all? The girl got red hair. That other person y'all mentioned come from a red set. But I give her credit because she did what Cardi could never do. Because I watched those videos of Cardi child, and Cardi need help. Okay. She is the most non-coordinated fighter I've ever seen as a gang member. So I still I still say shout out to Ice Spice. Baby, you just gotta learn how to move better. Cause at least she was ready to get it cracking. And her stance, when she finally got out there in that vestibule of that McDonald's, when she got on her stance, oh, she I'm like, okay, she ready to fight. She ain't trying to just windmill. I give it to her. But I'm gonna tell y'all what saved Ice in that incident. The girl who was sitting across from her, I don't know if she knocked that pop on the ground on purpose or if she threw it at that girl feet. That was smart because once that pop hit that floor, that girl got to sliding and she lost her footing and she went back like this. And that gave Ice the time she needed to come down off of that chair. If she hadn't have slid on that drink, Ice might have been messed up. So, old girl say, I ain't no fighter, but I got you. Take that Diet Pepsi. So she did the part that she could do. I ain't mad at her. Everybody not a fighter. She said, look, this all I got for you. I'm gonna have her over here tootsie rolling and ice skating. Now you do what you do. I mean, you gotta give it to Ice. She had heart. She ain't just take it. So we know her slow speaking ass. She quick with the hands. She make up with the hands for the slow conversation. So why are people messaging me knowing I'm on live? Who is this? Okay. I ain't gonna read this out loud. Let me see. Oh, okay. Okay, I can read this because this is a public story. DJ Academics claims legal battle with Rock Nation is brewing. Hmm. We just got something added to the docket, y'all. If this is true, DJ Academics is saying that he's gearing up for a legal battle with Rock Nation. Child, we gonna tap into that. That came through on the news desk. That just breaking news. Child, you just say another one. Okay, JR, let me I don't think I laughed at these people enough. We gonna wrap this up. Okay, so tell me about Houston's version of Brandy and Monica. Okay, so conflict and communication over some money or how they gonna move forward and still be able to make money. So it looks like it's some internal fighting here. They may not be talking or getting along right now. Oh, okay, the crisscross double cross. Okay. So listen, child, mob untied, he untied the mob for sure with that line. So the public might not have caught on to that yet, but seven of swords, ten of swords. So you mean to tell me you been in my backyard and I didn't even know it? Lord, if we got Barbara and Shirley, what do we have between two men? What's the names we got for the two men if we not using Barbara and Shirley? Like, hello, Barbara, this is Shirley. I thought I'd come to you woman to woman. Yes, child. Look at this conflicting energy. Knight of Wands and Two of Cups. If that ain't saying you wife the hoe, I don't know what is. Now we got you say Tyrone and Todd. Okay. Listen, we gotta say this is allegedly, but here it is. This is for the street and this is for life. How did you make someone that was for the street a life decision? That oh no, Lord. So Jay Prince Jr., I need you to go stick your head in some sand and just stay down there for the next 5 years. Just don't come back outside because this is getting worse and worse and worse. This is so embarrassing that you can't win no type of way. No, not, I don't care how you approach this, you can't win. The Hermit. Tell me about the Hermit. Oh Lord, what's the song with R. Kelly and doggone it, Ron Isley. Low down dirty woman. Child. Yes, busted. So it looked like they may have been on the break and she was outside, but the break don't look like it lasted that long, child. So they may have been separated for 3 minutes. And she said, I'm single again, back on the prowl. Y'all, I'm telling you, it feels like this can come out in the paperwork. And if this comes out in the paperwork, this is going to be so freaking embarrassing because they going to have everybody's damn text messages and DMs. And while they're looking for stuff attached to that night, they might allegedly find some of this information. So it feels like they're trying to hurry up and lay this situation to rest before it gets worse. The devil. And it's, I see why you're trying to lay it to rest. I mean, you just keep getting humiliated over and over and over again. It just does not get better. Child. The person that you collaborate, I'm gonna stop at this point because there's no way I can not laugh. So listen, the person that you were collaborating with, Three of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, y'all, everybody that read tarot, what does this say to you? What does this say to you? Would you say, well, I think I know you from somewhere a long time ago? Whoo, child. This don't make no sense. The person you collaborated with to do this, Ace of Wands. You didn't know that your partner was her partner too. Lord, that used to be my song, that contagious song. This is definitely one of those moments. Child, what is this? One last card and I'm done with this. One last card. So it talks about not, and child, I don't wish this and I hope this don't happen. But it's like now you realize that you got betrayed, Seven of Swords, Ten of Swords. Somebody was sneaking, creeping, and dead. Like somebody is very upset, okay, to find out about this. And it's like, it seems like the only answer that can give someone, you can't even talk, excuse me. The only answer that someone can give is like, but it ain't, we done. We don't even mess with each other no more. It's over. Child, don't be surprised if you find a fallout between OG3 and Prince Jr. Do not be surprised because this feels like breaking news. This is like he may not have known anything until this line came out in the song. And everybody who's somebody that knows, but the public has not caught up to this yet. So, child, I don't know how you can respect somebody less that you already don't respect. But I mean, now, I did notice that there are two bloggers, I want to say out of Chicago, that are trying to paint a narrative, and they're saying that the city of Detroit is not supporting JR and they afraid to get involved. Y'all, as a proud 7 miler, I am here to tell you that not only is that a lie, there is nowhere you can go in the local area where people don't agree with what happened and don't feel like it happened the way that it was supposed to happen. You can't even go to the liquor store without them seeing if you want to buy the tequila that he had in the video. Everybody in the city is making money off of this. Everybody in the city thinks that it happened the way it's supposed to happen. So when I tell you these two bloggers, I ain't gonna say their names. Child boo, stop it. Stop it. Said Big Ack and some more content creators may soon, with the Rico Nation allegedly said a storm is brewing. Yeah, I just mentioned that earlier, sweetie. We gonna tap into that. So yeah, it's like why are y'all out here putting these lies out, trying to say that the city is not supporting this man to try to make it seem like, okay, well, he don't have no support. So if something happened to him, ain't nobody gonna step. Listen, do not find out. Please do not find out. You gonna think it's Chinese New Year on steroids from every angle in the city. Like, do not push that narrative. That is dangerous. Let's see. Yeah, let me change the deck. Let's tap into Ice Spice and look at the energy around her. Now that she's had this altercation at McDonald's. Uh-oh. Cards falling everywhere, and I ain't even started yet. That's a sign. Hoo-wee. Hey, 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 everybody. Let's matter of fact, I want to start with the girl that approached her because I want to pull the energy around if this was a fan or if she was sent in there to press her. Now I feel like she went in there to press her. But let's see if we can see what the energy is around this situation. Okay. Was this girl going in with good intentions or was this a test to see what she could do? Was it good intentions or was this a test to see what she can do? Temperance. Balance through a new beginning. The Hermit. Okay, that tells me all I need to know. Um, Somebody already was in that McDonald's. Not the same girl who walked up to the table. Because if it's balanced through a new beginning, they may have already tried the situation to see if that was actually her, to see, if they were having an optical illusion. So I do not believe this was the only person who tested this situation. I think somebody else was already in there, got their food, saw what was going on. Somebody else was in there, called old girl. This is what this feels like. Because the way she made a beeline to the table and her back is to you, this feels like you were put on her. So my instincts were right. Hold on. High priestess and the ten of wands just tried to jump out. And here it is. The ten of wands hit the table, the queen of swords. The moment this girl came to speak to her, it was already predetermined that it was going to be a problem. Ten of wands is a problem you can't get out of. Queen of Swords talks about someone who speaks or someone who approaches you for communication. Also, Queen of Swords can, cut into you with the communication. Now, notice the Queen of Swords once again got on red. What color was the girl's hair? Red. Now, I don't know if Ice is, someone that's affiliated with Crips, and that's probably another reason why the girl had an advantage to press her. but she came for judgment. Pay attention. Here she is in red. Judgment also draped in red. Yeah, the red hair told me everything. I said, "Oh, they in gangland territory, and she got red hair." Yeah. Yep. Yep. Ace of coins. Here we go. Now we cooking with hot grease. We gotta say allegedly, but it looks like there may have been an incentive. Okay. Notice the red energy, red nails, red on the ring, five of cups. It didn't work out the way old girl expected it to. Five of cups is like regret. So it's like it was supposed to be worse. It was supposed to be worse. And it is making me think that somebody at TMZ may have already known that this was going to happen allegedly, or may have been, contacted and told to get the footage, because it's like, how did they already know that this had happened? Eight of Swords. Um, Eight of Swords talks about being held against your will, being trapped, not just going to jail. Once again, you see that red again, Ace of Wands. Yeah, when she got on the front of that booth, it was to keep her from being able to leave. She wasn't gonna let her get up out of there. So I was right. She was pressing her. We're gonna get to that too. Yeah, she was pressing her. She was gonna make sure that she couldn't get out of there. Because you gotta think, when you're in McDonald's, most McDonald's, by the time you get to the bathroom, you've passed the exits. So you got to get past this chick to get out. She made sure that she wasn't going to be able to get past her to get out. That's how street people think. Because remember, I told y'all, she needed to know where all the entrances and exits were in that establishment. That girl knew how to get in and out and how to maneuver. Nobody in that crew paid attention to where all the doors were. That's why she was in and out the way she was. Six of Wands. Pay attention to these wands. Once again, these are red wands. She was supposed to step to her aggressively. But what she didn't expect is that here it is, Isis, even though she knew she would be outnumbered, still was willing to fight her, still was willing to defend herself. So now the girl had to really step up and defend herself. So she was supposed to humiliate her, but it wasn't expected that Ice was going to get up and fight. That's right. That drink did save her. Because when that drink hit the floor, the girl slid on the drink and she went back like this. And when she went back like this, Ice was able to get up on that chair and start getting with her. And when she started getting with her, that girl needed to put some space in between the both of them. And that's when she realized, oh, she ain't here with just this girl at this table. And she went out that door. And that's when Ice came outside and said, "No, let me fight her. Let me at her." So, once again, that girl knew where the doors were. She knew how to get in and get out, possibly already had a car sitting outside the door. This tells me everything I need to know about this is this is something they do. Now I gotta say allegedly for entertainment purposes only, but yes, baby. Judgment, Queen of Coins. Y'all, this was on some check-in type stuff. You didn't invest. Seven of Pentacles. You didn't check in. So I'm gonna press you. Yeah, this was a female doing that check-in culture. But like I said, when she told her story, the one that they shared on TMZ, I said she done told on herself without even knowing it, because she said when she said, you in my city, you can't be disrespectful. You in my city. I said, there it is. There it is. It was gonna be a confrontation either way it went. So you could tell she recognized the hood. Yeah. So then she can check her slow right that night in jail being slow. Yeah. So, Six of Swords, the girl was able to get out of there, to her own safety. I don't feel like she knew that the other people there were there for ice because none of these people knew how to move. Yeah, so for now it's over, but this definitely got check in all over it. Caught her slipping by herself. She didn't see it coming, the moon. So far as I'm concerned, Ice better not ever have her ass out here sitting all regular and random nowhere without security. I don't care if you in Nebraska. They got they got sets too. Get you some real security. Quit hanging with these friends that kiss your ass because you could have been on a t-shirt messing around with people that don't know how to pay attention to the vibe of the room. And that would have been real unfortunate. And you don't want to see something like that happen to someone. But ladies, please pay better attention to your surroundings. Know what's going on in your surroundings because if you don't know what's going on in your surroundings, somebody literally can come up to you and by the time you know you've been cut, it's too late. See, people like that, they don't always need power to beat you in a fight. You get cut a couple times with a razor, you the last one that knew. You fighting and fighting and fighting, and next thing you know, you done bled out and you weak and you didn't even know you was cut because you didn't even feel it. Somebody says she should have treated Cleo better because Cleo would have been on it. Yeah, Cleo, man, her and Cleo would have towed that girl up. That girl would have got her ass drugged from one side of that McDonald's to the next. Yep, like PNB Rock. I'm telling you, it feels like somebody called that girl up there. She knew where she was sitting because think about it. If you got a hoodie pulled over your head, your face is mostly covered. How the hell did she make you out? How was she so sure from coming outside that that was you and you were sitting there? Who told her that that was you? Who told her to, go and look and check? I bet you that's her. Right. Either they scooped the place or somebody that worked in that place made a call because that's what they found out happened to PNB Rock. It was somebody worked in Roscoe's that contacted somebody. She said, okay, so she said TMZ, her friend told her. So who's your friend? Is your friend an employee? Was your friend, somebody who went in there to get food and was in line with her? Because she definitely got to drop. She definitely got to drop. Oh, I was headed to the bathroom. You mean tell me you gotta pee and you gonna stop and have a whole conversation? You would have went in the bathroom, handled your business, and on your way back out that restroom, oh my God, I didn't know that was you. Because you got a better chance of seeing her coming back out the restroom than you did coming this way with a hoodie on her head. Thank you. Said for personal readings. Please email at angelkissestheoracle@gmail.com. $44 for $44 for a 30-minute reading, $88 for an hour, 111 for an ancestral reading, and $250 for a criminal aid reading. Hold on, let me put some love on that. Y'all pardon me. There we go. Had to turn the light up on my screen so I could see better. Yeah, I just think that, females tend to think that they're way safer than men when they're in gangland territory. Nobody is safe in gangland territory if you're not on set. They don't care if you're a woman or a man. If they can get you for something, they're going to get you for something. That's how that works. The way she made a beeline to that table, I knew something was wrong. And then I looked at her hair. I said, oh, her hair is red. She about to press her. And the guys that were sitting by the door, it seemed like they weren't together because they were at a whole nother table. Seemed like her and the one girl were just there together. So to find out when y'all get to fighting that these guys were actually with you, and they paid no attention. They let this girl run up on you. That's crazy to me. We gonna get into Tory. We gonna save that one. We gonna save that one. I see all y'all comments. If you've been with me, this should not be a shock to you. Didn't I tell y'all when he comes out, he's going to end up wealthy? Every hand that helped to take him down is going to be a hand that has to cut a check. This is just the beginning. I told y'all he would never have to worry about working again just out of the civil lawsuits. So, if anything, y'all, keep the prayers going. Keep the prayers going because they're working. You're seeing them in real time. They're working. You said, was that Tory cut Angel to a piece too? You know what? I don't worry about nothing like that. Whatever I'm supposed to have, God got me. God got me. I'm good. When you walk in your purpose and you do what you're supposed to do, it makes its way to you one way or the other. So, for me, God told me to stand by him until he came home. So that means I work for God. That means God is going to pay me well. The Most High is going to reward me. When that man comes home, I think the best thing for him to be able to do is have peace and tranquility and quiet with his family, to be able to reconnect with his family. That's the most important thing. I mean, he's been locked up and people still got their hand out expecting something. And to me, that's crazy. So every blessing he gets, he deserves it tenfold. He does. He deserves it tenfold. So what am I about to tap into? We got Ice Spice fighting at McDonald's. Lord, we got All Star JR who just embarrassed mob ties again. Trying to think. And what else did I mention in between there, y'all? Because it's something that's before Tory that I mentioned. I mentioned something else before Tory. Yes, child Megan. Now, if this ain't lining up, okay? If this ain't lining up to read her energy and then to read this lawsuit, okay, there we go. We're going to read, and her favorite color is green. So we're going to tap in with something green because it's like she popping out with the swimsuits again. She's, doing this whole thing to where out of nowhere, it's like, yeah, if y'all paid attention to the way that they're marketing her around the same time that he's got information coming out, like they want to drown out what's going on with him so that we don't really see what's going on. Yes, Tori's selling swimsuits and t-shirts. I was crying laughing when I seen that commercial. What do you say? 99.99. And he got the old school commercial, like how the commercials used to be on TV in the 90s where you call the 800 number. But let's tap into the energy. Hold on, let me anoint my hands. Let me anoint my hands. Because we gonna get off into if she marked herself spiritually with something that's going to manifest physically. You said, okay, here. Thank you, thank you. Let me anoint my crown. Okay. All right. It said the shade in that commercial was hilarious. I think it's hilarious. It's shade that he's selling swimsuits and people forgot that she was selling swimsuits. He inspired her to make sure that we remembered that she had swimsuits. Child, why y'all want me to tap in with if Sweetie is cheating? What did y'all not hear that like a year or two ago? I'm serious and I ain't trying to be funny. Did y'all not hear that like a year or two ago? I feel like somebody went in the back of the refrigerator, found the leftovers that's supposed to be thrown out, and reheated them and gave them back to us. Y'all forgot who won't smoke with C. Who won't smoke with C? Didn't Chris tell us in that song about sweet and tea? This to me feels like somebody's hashing up old news to sell new tickets. I could be wrong, but I remember hearing this already. So what's the point in digging into something we heard already? Nobody denied it. Nobody give a damn. We know Sweetie sells 8.5 albums, so we not looking at her career as what got her being opulent. She could be very smart business wise, but child, you sell 2,500 albums, that ain't paid for nothing you got, especially when you sign to somebody. So, I mean, think about it. Would it really matter if Offset slept with her? He slept with everybody but six of us. And notice after Chris said what he said, nobody came back out to check Chris or say anything to Chris about what was said. That told me everything I need to know when he dropped that song was talking about who won't smoke with C. Nobody. First of all, can we find something that you don't know how to do yet? You just find ways to be good at everything. What can you not do? So it's just what's the it's like what's the point of sharing this again? I don't think we cared the first time. Did y'all care the first time? Said they did the mute challenge. Said Quavo was begging on the voicemail in the beginning of the song. Right. Chris he wanted to be a rapper for the beginning, but they said, he was extra cute with that Colgate smile, and they felt like it'd be better for him to be a singer. So I mean, at this point, I could go back and re-listen to Chris, completely drag Quavo to hell all over again and be like, wow, this was worse than what I thought the first time. And get the same information. Because Chris already told us, and the fact that nobody defended nothing, like, yeah, Chris was telling the truth. Oh, Lord. You said Ariane sent Nori as another distraction. Yep, Christopher Maurice is super talented. That's why I said we got to figure out what he can't do at this point. So he dragged Quavo on a Joyner Lucas song too. Mm-hmm. So they said Cardi the first female to sell out an entire show. Child, why did you spill that fallacy in this comment section? Now we know good and damn well she has not outsold Onika Tanya Mirage. Okay? I didn't even come on here as a barb, and I know that's not true. You have not outsold Cher. You have not outsold Beyonce. You have not outsold Janet. None of them. Now, when we get to seeing your numbers, probably 6 years from now, because you might not want us to know that you sold a block of tickets versus all of the tickets. They might wait until you go on tour again before we find out what your last numbers actually were versus what they were supposed to be. Did you sell out tickets? I feel like you sold out a block of tickets that you decided to sell. Did you sell out arenas? Child, that's playing semantics. That's playing semantics. Because I don't remember ever getting a text message, a email, or anything during the whole tour for Gag City stating that we have unlocked a special gift for you of free tickets or we have upgraded your tickets. I didn't see that not one time because her show sold out so fast they had to double check. So they had Cardi up in Canada at a community center, not a stadium, and of course she'll sell that out. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Oh, y'all said kidnapping a nursing home to fill seats is ludicrous. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. I mean, I don't remember anybody getting an email stating that they needed seat fillers for Gag City. You know how many people would have loved to have been a seat filler for Gag City? Not once. Not once. I mean, y'all gotta, sometimes just read between the lines a little bit. And somewhere in that gray area, like in the cracks between the lines, you're gonna see these bold little red letters that say, I know you fucking lying. It's right in between about this big. Said she's in Atlanta tonight, so I wonder if she's not gonna bring out Lotto. Well, if she don't bring on Lotto, then that's gonna really make it seem like y'all didn't get along too well. And you got one of your biggest diss tracks with Lotto. So for you not to bring out Lotto, then that means that all of that stuff that happened with that phone call that got leaked, that could actually be real allegedly. You said Angel that snake being on the cards is telling. Oh man. You said Lacey tickets were sold to a reseller. Probably were. Probably were. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, those are old marketing tactics. You get write-offs that way. Says she can blame it on Lotto being pregnant. Child, Lotto been outside this whole pregnancy. Wasn't she just courtside, belly big as hell, and had the mascot rubbing her belly? She can't rub it on that. She cannot put it on that. Lotto don't come, she just didn't come because she don't mess with you. Now, if she end up on that stage, I'ma laugh either way it goes because it shows you how fake some of this female rap unity really is. People unify when they need advertisement, when they need money, because their name by itself ain't enough. And let's just call a thing a thing. So if your morals don't put you in a position to where somebody can disrespect you and you pop out and all it takes is a media junket or an opportunity to get a couple dollars can let you go and link up with somebody who disrespected you. I don't respect you as a person because me, I don't care what you got. You cut into me and you telling somebody that you gonna put hands on me, child, when you see me, you better you better have some distance because in my mind, you're already threatening me and you're telling somebody that that's what's going to happen when you see me. So ain't no smiling when we see each other. Ain't no fake pleasantries. I ain't coming nowhere to where it can be set off because I don't trust you anymore. I don't mess with you no more because you already said that you're going to put hands on me. So why would I show up somewhere to be in the same room with you to help you get clout, to help you get money, and you disrespected me? Child, you can perform at the gates of hell for all I care. I ain't coming to help you do nothing. But I think Alyssa choke it up for, the clout because of everybody that's coming out on her tour. But pay attention to who coming out on her tour Do they have projects coming out, or are these people that need to revamp their name? They need some jumper cables on their name because it's a big difference. But let's tap into this energy around Annabelle the Stallion, and let's see if she may have manifested some karma from allowing herself to put something out there in her art that may imitate back into her life. All righty, show me. Is this just her acting, or is this them setting her up to accept a spiritual contract? Show me the difference, please, and thank you. Okay, first card out. Nine of Swords, bottom of the deck, Page of Swords. So that tells me somebody has heavy anxiety about how they're being seen, how they're being viewed. Also, Page of Swords not just represents how you're being seen, it talks about some type of message. So she's got a message that got her shook, and it's got her worrying about how she's being seen in the public. Okay. Thought that this would come and go. Knight of Wands, this was going to be in and out, but it's like somebody's sorry now about whatever this correspondence is that came out. Is this related to his lawsuit? Because what did you find out that got you over here crying and sad? Yeah, she thought she was out of this, like she could move forward. And now she's realizing she can't escape this 10 of wands. Like there's a burden on its way to her. She doesn't know the day, the time, or the hour, but she knows it's coming. We got to say this is for entertainment purposes, allegedly, child, allegedly. um so right now it's like she's trying to juggle every gig that she can get, do as much work as she can get out, because she knows that something is coming out, but she doesn't know the outcome of how this is going to work this time. She doesn't feel sure that this is going to work in her favor. Hey, Millie the Mystic, how are you, babe? So, Ace of Wands, things are about to start moving really, really fast, and we got exposure coming. Okay, child, she knows it's coming. She knows it's coming. Like whatever she was told, it's got her shook. So I hope you're doing great, Miss Angel. Thank for all that you do. Oh, thank you, beautiful. You need to start teaching people classes on how to read. Well, read the birth charts that are. That I think that will make you some good money. Okay, so she feels like there's conflict in communication that can affect everything that she's invested in. And for y'all barbs, I know y'all about to go up with the unicorns in the chat. This is the card of you reap what you sow. You better get what? A seamstress. You sowed these seeds and now you don't know what to expect, what's going to come out, because you have to wait to see how things are coming into fruition. But it's like, it's not clear to her because there's conflict in communication. So it's not clear to her how this is going to turn out this time. She definitely doesn't feel as confident as she felt before. With this emperor, the chariot. The emperor is usually the one that pushes things through, handles things for her. But y'all, it seems like her and this emperor are having some kind of conflict in communication. Like they're not getting along right now. This is what this appears. They're not getting along right now. Yeah, Tower. Knight of Pentacles. It's harder and harder for her to get work right now. It's like things are dragging out. And this is also why she has anxiety, because, she has to wait for some type of information to come before she can know how things are going to move forward. So it's like things are dragging out and they don't know what to expect. But whoever this emperor is pretty much like it's been real deuces. Said, may Jesus love you. Bye. Why, thank you. Hopefully, he loves you back. Same to you. Child, she been ghosted. She been ghosted. Now she's got to go through the dark night of the soul with the hierophant energy, the court. She don't know what to expect now, and it's like she's been ghosted. Anybody in my chat that reads, I need you to tap in and see if they've dropped her already. Because this feels like they've backed up and they're leaving her to handle everything on her own when it comes to court. If you got your cards, please tap in. Put it in the chat. Let me see what you got. But this is the energy of them ghosting her, and she's, Nine of Swords, heavy anxiety, worried about how she's gonna do this by herself. I haven't checked the website, babe. I'm asking spiritually inclined people to see what they find in the energy. Sometimes we find things long before y'all see them, and then you'll see the confirmation on the back end. Now, interesting enough, Millie the Mystic, we did a panel, our very first panel. We saw that when it got close to the time for Tory to come out, that she was going to be by herself. She wasn't going to have any support. Um, Everybody was going to have, their own fires that they needed to put out. They had bigger fish to fry. So she was going to be on her own. I feel like this is that energy we pulled almost 2 years ago. So Alicia, that's what we're, that's what I'm asking the spiritually inclined people if they can tap in and let me know what they see. Because we called this 2 years ago, and I think we're finally in that time period where they walk away from her. Okay, there we go. You said you're absolutely right. So I'm not okay. There we go. There we go. We called this 2 years ago, and it seems like we're now in the time frame that we were reading on 2 years ago. She's by herself. They're going to leave her to handle this by herself. So it seems like she's trying to get as many gigs as she can to get her money up because she does not have support anymore. Said it feels like forever ago, but yes, it's finally unfolding. Okay. Okay. And said you mentioned Leo Gemini season a long time ago. I sure did. I sure did. And I've been telling y'all the last few weeks, watch for Gemini season. Gemini season is going to be very explosive. And even with that Leo Gemini combination, there could be a very explosive announcement that could come out that has to do with the both of them because Tori is a Leo. So he could really rock their entire foundation depending on what comes out in Gemini season. Okay, so you got the Three of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Page of Cups, and Justice card. So that means there's a collaboration with, someone who's either like a father figure or in control of everything, but they're not really talking to each other because Page of Cups is very limited communication at best. And it seems like it's because something's about to happen with the Justice Department. DOJ is also a justice card. Said I'm channeling, they have changed their numbers on her. Said it seems like she's on her last leg. Said, is he suing for the 100 million now? But I don't think this is the big the okay, yeah, the big announcement. Um, you might be right. This might be the overlay for the underplay because it takes a very long time sometimes to do those kinds of suits. Those suits can take years. So you might be right, baby. You might be, on it. But there's something that's going to shake the table, and it feels like it could come out between. I'm gonna stick with Gemini season. It's like everything starts literally picking up velocity in Gemini season. Now, Millie, you read the stars. So you would definitely know, and you already said that you saw in the lunar and the star energy that there is going to be some very feisty energy. We've also got like what, up to 7 planets that are in Aries right now. So y'all, because we got all these planets coming out of this Aries energy, you have to be very careful with people being angry, people being aggressive, people wanting to fight, because that is warrior energy. 7 planets in Aries, you can get slapped in church. I promise you. So Angel, King of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and Six of Pentacles jumped out. Okay, so King of Pentacles would be like a financier or someone that takes care of you, almost like a husband person. Knight of Cups means an offer to extend and give you some money. So she may need her partner to help her kick in with some financial problems. Allegedly, child, we all know, allegedly, for entertainment purposes. So there are 7 planets in Aries right now. It's popping off season. Yes. Yes, it's Fight Club in the sky. They up there playing Crime Mob. Y'all remember Crime Mob? You could, the bars couldn't play Crime Mob because the insurance companies wouldn't cover them. You said Tory Saturn placement, planet of authority, which represents karma backslash restrictions and lessons, is Aquarius. It's already written. Yeah. And Aquarius comes in the energy of all truth when it's properly aspected. Yeah, all the planets nuck if you buck. I promise you. That's why you got Ice Spice over here fighting for her life to keep them nuggets from sliding across the table. So I got the Nine of Cups and the Moon, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Tower Angel. So the Nine of Cups represents a wish fulfillment in secret, because you got the Moon, which represents intuition and secrets, things that are not known yet but will be uncovered soon. Ace of Pentacles represents a business deal or something that has to do with the relationship and money. And the Tower means this is going to crumble the whole entire foundation of this, how these relationships and how you make money. So for those of y'all that are not in my tarot class, this is how I teach people in tarot class how to find the energy. So it looks like they're separating from her for sure. And she's got a lot of anxiety around this, and she just got some bad news, or what could be bad news, but she has to wait and see how it's going to play out. um the company, because this is not always about family, she thinks that they see her as family, and they're barely talking to her. The Empress, this could be the wife of the person that is in control, and it's just not working. I said, how much, hold on, let me read this. How much Oakland County sheriffs owe me for the music video Jack Boy? uh Child, are you trying to advertise? Before you get to advertising something, please, kind of like fall into the cut and talk to us first, please and thank you. Don't be trying to bootleg get me to advertise you. Join the conversation we already having. You said also she can't call Pebble Nation no more. Allegedly, this is what this looks like, and it's a huge moment of anxiety for her because she has to figure out how to accomplish some things and get some things done. Yeah. Things have to come out of her pocket now. The Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. This could cost her everything. So she's trying to figure out how she can move on, how to move forward in this situation. Said the Moon and the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so that means she won't know anything until Gemini season, because the Lovers is represented by Gemini. Said I think she's cooked and definitely walked away. Yeah. Yeah, the Lovers in the zodiac in the tarot deck definitely represents Gemini season. That goes back to what I told y'all. Big things popping in Gemini season. So what Gemini is like what? May going into June. There's going to be some real big movement, some with like movement where it feel like furniture moving type movement by Gemini season. So what you say, Easter Island still in the picture? Child, she might need to make friends. Well, she can't make friends with Jay Prince and go on his island. Whew, the high priestess. Yeah, she's totally oblivious to what's about to come out. So everything is up in the air right now. They have no idea what to expect, y'all. The high priestess under the two of pentacles. This is a hot potato, and it's like I don't know how to move forward. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to do, and it's coming fast. Okay, so May 25th and going into June. Gemini begins like the third week of May. Thank you. Thank you. You said you rock. You definitely said it. Said posted up in a jail suit behind bars on IG. Child, I think she put some bad juju on herself by manifesting. I don't think she understands how manifestation works, but the people that she work with, they really do understand manifestation. And this feels like they put some energy into her life so that life can imitate art. This is why artists, if you got any artists in here that are listening to me, be very careful of what you put in your treatments and what you allow these industry people to put in your treatments, because they will forecast what's going to happen to you and what's coming to you by your art. And because people are singing it with you, they're watching it, they're clicking on it, they're matching the energy. And anytime you got two or three or more together, then it is automatically done. So, see how the Bible was teaching you about the laws of reciprocity and manifestation? You got two or three or more, you can make things happen. So, think about all the people who are matching your energy, who are liking this. They're actually helping to bring it into fruition, whether they know it or not. Right. So, they did it to Mo 3. Right. And a lot of his last album felt like, it was predicting what was coming. He had Money Maya. Seemed like he had a chick that was like Money Maya that was setting him up. Everybody ain't your friend, everybody ain't your partner. He got set up by old friends that is no longer his partners. Said the Indiana State Fair is right around the corner. They're always hiring. She'll be all right. Child, I don't think she's gonna be all right down to the fair. Especially if they have her selling gumbo, child. Think about it, they go back out selling gumbo and they got her selling gumbo in a swimsuit. You will know that they can't find nowhere else to put her. But I think we done with the gumbo because Tony Busby is taking care of that. So you got the King of Pentacles falling under the Ace of Wands, meaning things are going to move fast, and she's going to need someone that's going to come in and help her. And it's like she's trying to figure out, like she's just jumping into things, trying to get as much work as she can done before this announcement comes out. Because I get that she has no idea what's about to come out. This is like walking around with your damn fingers crossed for weeks. And it seems like, it's just dragging and dragging and dragging. Four of Cups. This is talking about being rejected. Child, they're not helping her this time around. They're not helping her. They're gonna show her what the actual meaning of independent is. This is messed up. But hey, everybody gotta save themselves right about now. Ace of Cups. I thought you loved me. I thought y'all was here for me. I'm out here fighting for my life. Five of Wands. They like, girl, you good, you got it. And then here's the Tower, because you thought they love you like family. You thought that they actually meant what they said before you signed that paperwork, and you're about to find out that um, they might not treat their family too well. I mean, look at what they let you do to Milagro allegedly, and that's actual family. Oops. Hmm. Said, remember you said face to face in court with Tory. It could definitely happen now. Child, look. All my people who read, Eight of Swords. This is her being in heavy despair. She's trapped in her thoughts, and it's finally occurring to her that her tower actually could be what? Going to jail. See what I mean about how they got her to manifest her own destiny without her even realizing that, boom, the tower can go from finding out something that's going to reverse something with somebody in jail to now you're in the energy and the frequency of being spiritually stuck and trapped and ended up physically in jail. These people made her manifest her destiny and she didn't even know it. She didn't even know it. And they knew what they were doing, but she didn't. Child, look at here. Tell me what it is that got you shook. Why are you so nervous? Why are you so nervous? Six of Cups. Past is catching up with you and you could end up in court. Something you going into court for in the past. And now she's going to court and she's got anxiety going to court because she knows that she's allegedly been ghosted and she got to go into court and figure it out herself. Child. Look like you'll be eating and drinking some of that toilet moonshine too in a little bit if you can't get out of this, allegedly, for entertainment purposes. Um, Now we're about to get some more information about what happened in that vehicle because it seems like it's a different, it's a discrepancy in the story. When you see a two of wands, it's a choice of, what story was told. They may have had a certain story but chose to give a story that may have been a little bit more palatable for marketing purposes, allegedly. Seven of Cups, Three of Cups. She's confused. She don't know what to do because she thought that they were going to help her see this through. They were going to continue to work with her. Now it's like, well, what do I do? Clay, you gonna step up and help pay some of this? This your booski child. You know, um, cause look like she gonna need some help. Nope, not yet, hon. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. There's the answer to the question, y'all. Two of Pentacles, which is like, they were juggling with her. Um, High Priestess talks about secret information that nobody knows yet. What is the secret information? The Eight of Cups. They have walked away from her, and it happened swiftly. She she might just now be finding out that she is her own um possible private entity at this point. It's like, how can I say this? Y'all remember the end of the movie Mean Girls? Wait a minute, there we go. The movie Mean Girls, where Regina George got hit by a bus and everybody that was afraid of her separated with her. They no longer wanted to be around her anymore, and she had no friends and was sitting there like this in the neck brace. Remember, she calls herself the Black Regina George. I don't think she realized that Regina George crashed out. Like karma literally hit her in the form of a bus, and it severed the ties of everybody that was afraid of her, that was dealing with her, and she had to face her karma by herself. She's having her Regina George moment, just not the one she expected to have. The Empress and the Sun. Child, we're about to get some information that's going to expose how all of this even came into fruition. So she better do everything she feel like she got to do. Hurry up and get married, get pregnant, um, get you some godchildren, enroll in seminary school, do all the stuff you can do in the next 6 to 8 weeks, because that looks like about what you got. 6 to 8 weeks before something comes out that's literally going to shake the existence of everything around you. Queen of Swords. This would be her energy. King of Cups, falling out with it. Girl, not King of Cups to the Knight of Wands. I'm not gonna dig in that, but child, that could be coming out too. Some of your freaky tales, some of your information could be coming out. Because now people are not afraid to talk about you because they know you're by yourself. Also, people have been told to fall back and no matter how they feel, to be quiet when it comes to you. So she's getting a silent treatment in some type of way, and it's been dragging on for a second. Um, wow. Said May 29th to June 12th. Yeah, it's Nine of Wands and the Seven of Coins, the Seven of Pentacles. Um, yeah, this information is gonna hit her like that bus hit Regina George, because this feels like someone may have invested in a situation that caused someone to become the wounded warrior. Child, this is a segue to go right off into Tory's lawsuit. Someone invested into causing someone a wounded warrior moment. Said all those industry folks that work with Tory on this recent rollout says a lot. Yeah, and when I tapped into that, I saw it was for the love. It wasn't like people were trying to price gouge and get something out of it. It was like people who believed in him, who said, I rock with you, I'll put my name with yours. It was out of the love. Oh, child. And I think that rollout made her nervous once again, because you're seeing people openly support Tory now that may have been afraid in the past. But these are people who, they rock with the street, and a lot of people in the street rock with Tory. So you got to be careful what you see in social media, because it feels like, I got to say allegedly, it feels like what's in social media is being highly curated. And when things are being highly curated, you can never count on if it's true, if it's not true. You just know that it's been put in a prompter and everybody may have the same script. Does that energy feel familiar, people? Who else had that energy where it feels like people are getting the same script? So people are upfront about the about whose side they're on. They smell the blood in the water. Yes. Said I know Drake and his own stuff going on with the industry, but I truly feel like him showing support for Tory publicly was a nail in the coffin for him. I believe so. I believe so. So there's heartbreak coming attached to a tower with someone that's in jail who became a wounded warrior. Y'all see how it keeps confirming heartbreak attached to the wounded warrior. Eight of Swords, which talks about the person that's in jail, the tower. This person was supposed to have a tower moment in jail that was going to be heartbreaking, but they only ended up becoming the wounded warrior. They may have lost the battle, but they're going to win the war. I'd be nervous too. I'd be very nervous. Child. I feel like this gave me a segue right into Tori. Hold on. Um, because I'm gonna stop pulling on her side because the energy keeps showing me the same thing. So when it keeps showing you the same thing, it's like not only is that a confirmation and reconfirmation, but I want to tap in on the other side of this energy. So let me get Tori's deck because he has his own deck. The women, when women had wings, is the deck that I use for Tori. Said they thought they won the war, and then another battle started with Sun Star's prayers. Amen to that. That man shows you that the prayers of the righteous will always avail because everybody that he said is supposed to crumble is definitely falling right now as we speak. The way Angel did Nikki know this was coming. Remember, she told Rep Luna Twitter about Tory being um I'm not gonna say she did, per se, as far as through the industry. Nikki gives me very highly enlightened energy. Like she's intuitive herself. She has a level of gift herself. So she's ahead of them a lot of times due to that intuitive energy, not just being smart, but it's like she's tapped in spiritually. So they can't get her the way that they want to, but they have tried over and over again. Say it may take a little bit, but you gotta let God cook. That's right. Show me this wounded warrior energy around this person in prison that was supposed to be a tower moment that was going to be heartbreaking. Is this connected to Tori? Is this connected to Tori? Child, look. Now, to all my tarot people, you got a death card and you got an emperor. I said, is this connected to Tori? In this situation, he dominates the energy as the emperor, okay, which is also fire sign energy. Is not Leo, but it's fire sign energy. And you got the death card. And it feels like this was supposed to happen to ensure someone's stability. Four of Wands. So I'm going to say energetically for entertainment purposes only, yes. Yes. He was not supposed to make it because it was going to secure someone else's stability. And pay attention to that house back there. Don't somebody involved allegedly in the situation got a big old giant house that looks cold and unlivable like this? Yeah, definitely a destiny swap. Had it have worked. Oh, wait a minute. We throwing cards again. We not doing Dr. Little. Okay, but this is actually good. So Page of Cups in reverse. Whoever did this is not sorry, but they're not getting any communication now. And this is going to put a King of Wands in reverse while also bringing a huge burden off of Tori's back. We have to remember Tori's not the only King of Wands here. So a King of Wands is literally going to flip upside down when this information comes out energetically and legally. And this is going to get a heavy burden off of Tori that seems impossible. Yeah, Page of Swords. And it's going to be announced for the whole world to see. Knight of Cups. Um, it's like they wanted to make an offer to make him walk away, but it's like now other people are like, I don't think I want nothing to do with this anymore. I think I'm ready to back up and go be a Christian or something, but in another island, just in case. The world cycle is coming to an end, and this feels like a cherub, angelic energy. The angels are closing this cycle And now it's like now Tori is going to be able to start manifesting. And being that that's a moon behind that angel's back, they really don't know the day, the time, or the hour. They don't know what to expect, which means they don't know how to fight or how to circumvent this situation. People are hella confused. They're trying to figure out what to do from this point on out, and they're in the dark. The hermit, they don't know. They really don't know what's going on. So this goes back to why she's got so much anxiety, because it's like everybody's stepping away from you. They're preparing for the boom, and you can't get any assistance in this. You have to pull yourself out of this yourself. Nobody wants to be attached to this when the other shoe drops. The sun, total exposure, judgment. Folks are finally about to meet their judgment. They can't escape it anymore. And also, we know that Tory is taking this up the food chain. So he's got, it's like back to back, because in my head it's like they're showing me what would be like a landmine, and it's just like everywhere they go it's just boom 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 boom, back to back to back to back. All of this information just keeps coming out and it keeps going off, and it's just like literally like blast after blast after blast. And that's going to be exposure after exposure after exposure, scandal after scandal after scandal. And I've been telling y'all that. But now the scandals are going to manifest judgment. So whoever they may have been working with, child, it's like offers are being refused, altars are being deactivated. People that collaborated with you, two of cups, the truth is coming out on them too. Total exposure for those that helped. Oh, everybody about to get to business. Y'all, this is going to expose some really, really high up people. Newsom, are you back here in the cut? Yeah, this is going to rock everybody's stability, judgment. Everything's crumbling. It's not just Pebble Nation. It's not just Pebble Nation. Said I was just about to type Newsom. Said they want the smoke. Now they got the smoke, but they got big God handing out judgment. That's right. And see, I told you, they're gonna feel like over there, like God got off the throne and came down and punched them in the face directly. I've been telling y'all that this whole time. The trouble is coming from up above on the way down. They can't avoid this. This is not the arena where they have control anymore. They cannot control the motion now. They don't even know what's to come. They have no idea what's being said, what's about to come out. It's like they could find out with us. That's the energy that I'm getting. They could find out with us. Like we could all be getting up and literally find out, and for them it would be like their 9/11. So y'all remember when 9/11 came and people may not have saw the first plane, but then that second plane came and it's like, wait a minute, that's a direct hit. Something is wrong here. This feels like the energy around them when they start getting these direct hits, these boom, 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 back to back. They're not going to be able to escape them this time. And this is going to shake the public because these people are expected to get away with everything. Said that's why why what they do is so crazy. Yes. Said Newsom filed a motion to ban Nick Shirley from reporting on the state of California. You can't ban people from freedom of speech and reporting. How about you just do stuff that they don't have to report on? If you weren't doing things, so Nick Shirley by himself. What about all the other people that are out there in California reporting too? How long is this gonna? What is this list gonna go all the way to the North Pole? Like, shut up, sir. Said it's going to come out literally out of nowhere for everyone. no notice or anything. Thank you for that, because that's the energy that I get. Like they literally can find out with us in real time. Like you just sit up and see breaking news, be like, no, that's not that can't be real. And then boom, yes, it is. Said I was working in a shoe store that day on Fountain Street. Wow. Said they voted on a bill to ban civilian investigating reporting. But see, that's against the First Amendment, because if you push that through, then that means you're limiting the First Amendment, which is the freedom of the press and freedom of speech. You cannot limit the freedom of a press because you can't act right. Stop giving the press things to report on and they don't have anything to say. Was Nick Shirley responsible for us finding out that you could have allegedly bought all of your own books for your campaign fund, allegedly, which sounds like laundering? I don't think Nick Shirley told us that one, so you gonna ban that person too? Said, yeah, it would have to go before the Supreme Court. Yeah, the Supreme Court is gonna shoot that down. That's freedom of speech and freedom of the press. You cannot limit that because you don't like what people are saying. Said Trump gonna be on Newsom for that. Yes, he is. So that man gets on my damn nerves. This is coming from the same man that said California has no water, yet endless beaches right in the backyard. Child, he said that. I said, did I smoke the wrong strand today? I might need to quit because I don't see how you ran out of water. Like all you have to do is keep the facility refining and treating the water. Where are you looking for water? So wouldn't that literally go against their excuse they gave Lemonhead? Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Y'all laughing. I'm so serious. I said, I finally think I done smoked the wrong one because that is some of the stupidest shit I've ever heard. And then I listened to it again. I'm like, they really said that. So the California Attorney General, Rob Bonta's wife, was the one that wrote the bill. Shaking my head. Both of them are corrupt. Lord. You let your wife sit up there and take that pen and seal your fate. Because, child, you, mm. Well, God told me the more people that band together against Tory and against what it is that he's doing, the more people are going to fall. So if they want to go ahead and fall with him, then child, be our guest. At this point, we might start to have elections down to Popeyes. And, like who trusts Big Mama? Big Mama, okay, Big Mama is now the governor of California. Yes, go get grandma. Go get Mima. Go get Abuela with her flip flop. We don't trust y'all no more. We gonna get Nana with her belt and let her just whoop all the ass and pass out snacks when you wake up because she got to apologize for having to whoop your ass like that. I don't trust y'all no more. Said they trying to stop the inevitable reveal of fraud, and they can't. That this is the most ridiculous thing I've heard. Like Newsom every week, it's just like, just please be quiet, please be quiet, and then we find out his wife is just as slow as him, and it's like I see why the both of you are married now. I get it. I get it. Two losers, two high functioning losers found each other. So the Shade Room posted, Tory, the public is finally waking up. The Shade Room had no choice. They would not get beat out of this story. See, remember, I told y'all that it has to go to the Associated Press first and trickle down to social media. Because if it's social media first, y'all not getting the story. But if it's the Associated Press, they have to report on it because you would look crazy trying to ignore it. Said Newsom is putting the handcuffs on himself at this point. Yes, hands and feet. But we got lots of judgment coming, so let's keep going. The fool. It's like a leap of faith that they take, and it turns into balance through a new beginning. So, y'all, this feels like, same case, different strategy, and the new strategy works. It literally is like a Hail Mary pass. Keep the faith. Pray. Look, keep the faith. Okay, if you say so. And that sends this in a new direction. And boom, they got traction. Show me why this is going to be good for Tory and bad for that other King of Wands. Two of Swords in reverse. They're not going to be able to block this one. They can't stop this one this time. Now they got to start really investing in trying to figure out a way to get out of this because they cannot stop whatever Tory's team has in motion this time. Six of Cups. Six of Cups represents the past. And then you got the Magi, the magician at the bottom of the deck. Something attached to this case. This is not new information, y'all. It's not new information. It's something that's been there the whole time that's going to make the difference. Show me the world. Show me the world. Show me the world. King of Swords. King of Swords represents either high powered lawyers or the feds in the tower. Now, I've been telling y'all this, and I'm going to say it again. Put a stamp in this. This could cause a federal investigation for Pebble Nation. And if it does, these secrets that have not been exposed yet, you see what looks like, like lightning hitting the tower. It would seem like literally like an act of God. That's right, that Rico Suave. If we see a Rico Suave hit over there at Pebble Nation and the same energy that Diddy got with them doing sweeps and doing raids comes through over there, because the way this looks, not just your house, your business, like it would be a lot of people at work like, oh, you need to go on my desk too? So we got to get up and be outside. Knight of Wands. See, they thought that this was going to be in and out and it'd be quick and be over just like the other ones, but they're confused. They don't know how to maneuver this time. The sun still talks about total exposure. Nine of Cups. Tory's going to get his wish fulfillment. Total exposure that brings justice. Oh, this is about to get real spicy, y'all. Total exposure that brings justice. The truth is coming out. High level secrets, the high priestess. Y'all, these people, whatever Tory has this time, they don't even know they got it. They have no idea. They don't even know they got this. But whatever it is, it's the truth. And it's going to show whoever colluded because it's falling under the Two of Cups. That's like tight collusion. Yeah. So it's like they're trying to keep getting his motions rejected because it's going to affect their stability. The Four of Wands, the Devil, they're obsessed with seeing if they can get this rejected, get it thrown out. What's going to happen though? Five of Cups, deep regret. They're not going to be able to lay this to rest. They're about to be in heavy regret. This is moving now. Yeah, they can't reel this one back in. This is moving now. Ten of Pentacles and the Empress. We're going to figure out who actually is in control of bringing all of these things into fruition. Lots of money. It's going to cost them a lot of money. They could lose everything. It's going to be a wealth transfer. They're going to lose wealth. Tory's going to gain wealth. And this is Ten of Pentacles. So if we're talking about $100 million, this is definitely a Ten of Pentacles card. Lord have mercy. This is case study history. And it's feminine energy all around this. Y'all, goodness gracious. The Empress. It's going to take an Empress energy to cancel out the karmic energy. And when I tell you this feminine energy is the jackpot, yeah, King of Cups, Eight of Swords. Y'all, the prison didn't even expect this. Everybody's quiet. They're deep in their feelings. They did not expect this because there's something from the past that is attached to this that literally is going to make them fold. They're going when they find out what's in this paperwork, they're going to be like, "Hurry up and settle. Hurry up and settle." Because it's going to bring out more information. This is going to bring justice against all this toxicity. Yes. Finally, he starts getting the energy he needs to move forward. They keep trying to manifest laying this to rest. Um, the Hermit, yeah, the wish. They're going to show how it was a wish fulfillment to catch Tory by himself. They're going to find out who's behind this and who actually made the call. Child, not they going to find out who's behind this and who actually made the call, who actually ordered this. Four of Pentacles and the Star. This feels like, the star represents hope, but it also represents an Aquarius. This is going to affect a Aquarius generational wealth. And look at this. Confirmation again, the lovers, Gemini season. Honey, watching your life go down. Somebody was afraid to lose their generational wealth. Queen of Pentacles and the Moon. The feminine energy is the secret weapon. It it literally took divine feminine energy to cancel out the karmic feminine energy. Now we're about to see divine feminine energy at work. Yes, baby. If I was you, I'd be nervous too. See if they could start, booking you some gigs in Singapore so that you can be a little further away from bars. Yeah, independent woman, Five of Wands. Now, it doesn't have to be a woman, but it's like, they caught him by himself and orchestrated a physical assault that was supposed to bring, let's just say he wasn't supposed to be here, but they got deep regret because he actually made it. He wasn't, by their plans, he wasn't supposed to make it. They celebrated. So whoever this is that brought this into fruition, they celebrated because they thought that, they had, won. Oh, child. Look like you celebrated too soon. The Lovers and the Hierophant. Here it is, y'all. Hierophant represents God himself, institutions, and court. The Lovers is Gemini season. Something with the court is coming out by Gemini season. Bottom of the deck, the Chariot. Between Gemini season, no later than Cancer season. What is going on with Cancer season back to back last year, now this year? So I think that time period I gave y'all, the next 6 to 8 weeks, something's gonna shake. Page of Pentacles, the moon. They worked on this in secret. They still don't know what's going on, y'all. These people are they're shook. And it's like jobs are going to be affected in the Justice Department because this could bring the feds in. Oh, this puts this in Donald Jaquavius' backyard. They kept saying with MAGA they can't touch it because it's a state case. Something about this is going to put this in federal jurisdiction. And if they can prove what they need to prove, which I see them proving it through their discovery, it automatically turns into a Fed case. The feds have to take over for the state because now the state needs to be investigated. And this is how it gets to Donald Jaquavius. He said Donald Jaquavius gets me every time. Yes, baby. Says Donald gonna have fun with this. He'll be on Jay. And Newski. So it's like they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do. Two of wands, what choice they're gonna make between now and June. Also somebody is trying to decide if they should go ahead and skedaddle allegedly. Yeah, they're going to expose how they brought heartbreak to him when they caught him alone and it was a wish fulfillment. The Sun to the Nine of Cups to the Hermit to the Three of Swords, and that this person was on demon time for sure. But it's like this was organized allegedly to give somebody balance through a new beginning and to turn something in a different direction. So they needed him to, to not make it so that certain things wouldn't come out and they can move forward for entertainment purposes. Allegedly, hold up, why is all the cars running? Every time I tap into this case, people are running. I be running too. Ten of Swords. This is a betrayal that you can't come back from, and it's attached to a high level secret. And you know that people are going to be in their feelings when they find out this information attached to this betrayal. And this is going to bring a heavy tower, one that they cannot avoid. Oh, I can't wait, Gemini season. Yeah. So right now they're juggling because they don't know what to expect. The high priestess. It really is going to be a shocker to everybody, including the people over at Pebble Nation. They're going to be even more shocked than us. And it's several announcements with Tory. I don't think that it's just gonna be one big boom because they keep in my head, they keep showing me like a landmine, boom, 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 boom. So we're gonna keep getting information coming out and it's back to back to back to back to back. And it's like, wait a minute, he did what? He did who? What does the paperwork say? You're gonna have everybody on pacer going crazy. This is about to be bananas, y'all. So, looks like good news from here on out. It took a lot. It took a lot to get here, but finally things are starting to be in motion. So, isn't Mercury retrograde at that time too? I wouldn't be surprised. Tori is the only person I ever seen that always has good luck in a retrograde. I promise you, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, every retrograde that happens helps him. I would think that these people allegedly watch me, they would know that because I've only been saying this for about 2 years. That every time a retrograde comes, it helps Tory. Like you should be filing your paperwork for dates that are not in the retrograde because they always work in his favor. I don't know if he was born in a retrograde or what, but retrogrades like him. And retrogrades always unearth old information and energy that needs to be dealt with, which all works out for him as well. So um, she might want to invest in becoming a Ninja Turtle. Start practicing going underground. Subways might not be that bad. The Ninja Turtles have really hooked up their lair. Maybe they can decorate yours because you're going to have to go somewhere. You said release the Swalwell files now and stop the DNC abuse of women. Oh, I feel like that's definitely going to come out. Iran surrendered. Interesting. Said the next retrograde is in Cancer into Leo season. That's more exposure. That's more exposure. Child, Tory about to come out doing the George Jefferson and the Watusi. He gonna slide out of the damn jail and literally do the soft shoe shuffle all the way to the car, and that might turn into a music video. He really has way too much fun for somebody that's locked up. Like if you want to break him, I can see why they mad. Like he ain't miserable yet. Go back and take his Alexa again. Get the iPad too. Take his crayons. I'm tired of this happiness. So June 29th is the next retrograde. Interesting. So they said he's in a performance art prison. I didn't even know they had those. Listen, I'm upset now because I don't even manage artists anymore. And if I knew that my artists were gonna go to jail anyway, which some of them did, they could have went over there. We could have referred them, and they could have worked until they got home. How does Tori always find these types of things? He is in the high school musical prison. They in there figuring out his stage performance right now. This is the most unlocked up, locked up person I've ever seen in my life. That's how you know God has got his hand on him. Tori really is Daniel in the lion's den. I would have never in my whole entire life known that there's a such thing as a performing arts prison. Like, I mean, do they have like a marching band? Do they have an acting class? Like, what do you do in there to help pass your time? Like, do you get in a painting class that gives you credit for? Like, I need information. I've never heard that before. I've never heard that in my whole entire life. Said I was surprised R. Kelly haven't been making music in jail too. They said he sing to everybody every night. He sing, his church songs, and that's how the whole pod go to sleep. He praises the Lord and sings everybody to sleep. Can you imagine the podcast for the people coming out of jail? Like, oh yeah, we used to request songs all the time with Ara. Satori is in a mid-level prison. They have a lot of programs in there, including educational programs to get degrees, but I don't know about a performance prison. I mean, at least they sent him somewhere with a lower security clearance because he was over there with the goons and the gorillas. Said it'd be good people in there. I mean, it's good people in prison and bad people in some of these churches. I mean, we got to use our discernment everywhere we go. Said Diddy probably Harlem shanking for Twinkies. He need to be Harlem shaking for some hair dye because he looked like Papa Smurf. Like, damn, you was only in jail for 2 weeks and all that sauce left. I mean, I'm telling you, like when I heard him do the Aiden Ross interview and he said Alexa, and Aiden Ross was just as confused as us. Like, Alexa, you got an Alexa in there? So why did I just imagine R. Kelly singing happy people to all the inmates? Hey, who would think you can get free R. Kelly concerts every night? All you gotta do is just go to prison. Pretty sure that ain't how you wanted to have it happen. So the Empress in reverse and the Ace of Wands in reverse. So, y'all, somebody is trying their best to slow this down, and they can't. They can't. They're using loved ones. They using all types of tactics and they can't do it. So that video of him on the phone singing to somebody, old lady. Yeah, it's pure confusion on how they're going to bring this to an end. So to me, this is like the best energy that I've seen around Tory in the last few years because everybody that's coming against him is confused. They do not know how to affect him at all because they really just don't know. They have no clue of what's happening. So it warms my heart to know that they will find out when we find out. And if that's the case, you can't stop nothing that you don't know about. So I'm gonna do a few more cards, y'all, and then I'm out of here for the evening because I got a full day tomorrow and I gotta get up and start adulting a lot earlier. Yeah, they're deep in their feelings because nobody's talking. They don't know anything, and they're obsessed with figuring out what's going on. But it's mum's the word. Said these people don't know that's God. That's why they don't know what's going on. I agree. I agree. Because, I mean, King of Cups is literally, they're deep in their feelings, but nobody's saying anything. They're waiting to see what's going to happen, and they're obsessing about what's going to happen. And I tell you what's happening, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. So, with that being said, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode of Allegedly Fridays. And I thank all of you for your views, your support, all of your love. The Barbs, the Umbrellas, the Barbrellas, the new group that y'all put together. I thank every last one of you for, doing those little videos because I don't even know that I'm trending until somebody comes to tell me. I'm always the last one to know. So I thank you for getting my name out there and much love to all of you. Many blessings to all of you. And just know that God never loses a fight. It may take a little bit longer, but it's going to definitely be won. And these people are not going to get away with what they're doing, even though they've been doing what they've been doing for a very long time. But the jig is up. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you to every last one of you. Keep up the prayers. And if you're petty like me and in recovery, trying to not be so petty, it's okay. Laugh with me about Jay Prince Jr. That is pretty much, I think a part of his karma from here on out. That, we barely took you serious, but we definitely can't take you serious from here. Because, child, you, me, and him. I'm finding all the cheating songs tonight. Y'all have a good evening. Bye bye, y'all.